Hi guys, it is Faith, so welcome and welcome back to my channel. As you can see from the title, we are doing Vlogmas this year, so welcome to Vlogmas Day 13. Okay guys, so for today's Vlogmas, we are doing a Bible study, and this Bible study title is going to be The Power of Words. Okay guys, so let's get into this Bible study. So first we are going to do an opening Bible verse, and this Bible verse is going to be Proverbs 18:21. Okay, so this Bible verse states that death and life is in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat it like fruit. If you do not know what that Bible verse means, this is your challenge for today. I need you guys to go look at that Bible verse, read it, and don't take it literal because it is metaphors all throughout the Bible. So I need you guys to go dig deep and do your research on what that Bible verse truly means. So now that we have did our opening Bible verse, let's get into it. Okay guys, so for today we are going to be breaking this Bible study down into 3 separate points, and we are going to be digging into each one. So for the first one, I would like to say it does take a lot of self-control to be very understanding to others and to forgive them. You were probably asking the question, how does this have anything to do with the topic of the power of words? And I'm going to tell you guys the reason why I wanted to say that statement to you guys is because a lot of the time the words that come out of our mouths that should not be spoken, the hurtful words that come out of our mouths, the empty words, the ungodly words that come out of our mouths that should not be spoken, it's because of the way people are treating and talking to us, and the anger and the hurt that we have from the way people are treating and talking to us. But you have to remember, it takes a lot of self-control to forgive other people and to understand other people. But if we are Christians and the words are coming out of our mouth are the same as other people, you gotta tell yourself, no, you're better than that. So I'm going to give you guys a Bible verse that is backing up what I'm saying. So this Bible verse is Galatians 4:6, and it says, let your words be gracious, seasoned with salt, so that you ought to know how to answer each person. So what I get from this Bible verse is that you need to let the words come out of your mouth be very gracious regardless of the way people are treating you, and you need to do that so you can know how to answer and respond to each person. And you have to remember that you do have self-control, and you cannot use someone else's actions being an excuse for your actions and someone else's words being an excuse for your words. You have to let what come out of your mouth be gracious and seasoned with salt so that you know how to answer each person. So guys, to conclude this first part of this topic is you have to remember there is a big difference of how Jesus spoke and treated his people versus the way they spoke to Jesus Christ and treated him. People treated Jesus Christ so wrongly and spoke so much bad things about Jesus all throughout the Bible, and you can find this in the Bible. But did Jesus do those things back to these people? Or did he die on the cross for us, for our sins? Even while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. So what is your excuse when people are treating you wrong? Did you think you have to react the way society tells you to act? The way your friends tell you to act? The way your family tell you to act? The way the internet and social media tell you to act? No, you act the way that Jesus Christ. So if we are trying to be more like Jesus Christ, we have to remember that there was a big difference of how Jesus treated people versus how they treated him, and we want to be more like Jesus. So there should be a big difference of how when people wrongly treat you and speak bad about you versus how you respond. So remember Colossians 4:6, every word that come out of your mouth should be gracious and seasoned with salt, so that you ought to know how to answer each person. Now let's get into the second part of this Bible study. So for the second part of this Bible study is God hears every word that comes out of your mouth about his people, and he takes it personally. So you might ask, okay, justify that. If we are Christians and people are speaking bad on us, why can't we say something bad? And if we do, why does God take it personally? Okay, so you have to remember that we are all God's people, good and bad, sinners and non-sinners, Christians and non-Christians, black and white. No matter what you are, we're all God's people. So God sees us equally. He doesn't see us like we see ourselves down on earth. Oh, I'm better than the next person. They're a better Christian than me. They're a sinner, so why would God back up? Why would God defend them when they're sinning against me? So I'm going to speak bad on them. No, God takes what you say about his people personally. So you have to think about it. if you heard people talking about your family or your friends or your loved ones or whoever, how would you take it? You will also take it personally. You will take it to the heart. So what I'm saying by this is, just because you see yourself as a good person do not mean you get to justify how you talk to someone else. Just because someone says something about you first do not mean you get to justify, because God hears every single word that comes out of our mouths, and he's taking it very personally because you're talking about his people, his children. So I am going to give you guys a Bible verse for this part of the Bible study. So this Bible verse is Luke 6:45. A good man brings good things out of the good stored up in his heart, and an evil man brings evil things out of evil stored up in his heart. For the mouth speaks what the heart is full of. So let's kind of break down this Bible verse. The mouth speaks what the heart is full of. So when you're speaking like so bad on people, your heart is full of bad things. Your life literally reflects the way you speak to people. Like, the way you are speaking, your life is going to reflect that. So it's kind of like what your life is looking at kind of shows how you speak. Because when you're speaking even against yourself, when you're speaking doubt, when you're speaking bad, when you're speaking evil, when you're just speaking so much negativity, your mouth speaks what your heart is full of. And remember that. So when you're questioning next time, why am I failing in life? Have you been saying, oh my God, I'm gonna fail, doubting God? Or have you been praying, being like, I'm going to get this house, I'm gonna get this job, I'm about to make all A's, I'm about to pass these classes, I'm gonna have the greatest friends? Your mouth reflects what your heart is full of. So to tie up the second part of this Bible study, I am going to give you guys another statement, and we're going to get into it and elaborate on it. So what you say about God's people, he will reflect it back on your life. So that kind of goes into the Bible verse that I just gave you guys. What you say about God's people, he will reflect it back on your life. I can say this personally, because when I was younger and back then, when I didn't know Jesus Christ as much as I did, literally what I would say about other people, I swear it will reflect it back on me. When you pray on people's downfall, it's gonna reflect it back on you. When you wondering where my friends went, did you say something about someone else not having friends? When you wondering why my grades dropping, did you once have good grades but made fun of people that didn't? What you say about God's people, he's going to reflect your words back on your life. And that's why I say your life is going to be a reflection of your words. It's going to get to a point where you start looking around and being like, my life is a reflection of the words that I have been speaking. Like I said, do not say things about people if you don't want it to happen to you. So the things I say to people, when you're in a situation and your situation is bad and it's dark and you're hurting, think to yourself and ask yourself this question. Did I once wish this on someone else? Did I once pray on someone's downfall and this is a reflection of what I said? Did I once have secret animosity and thought this way about someone and now it's back on me? Because I'm going to tell you guys something. I'll be very careful how I think about people, even when they treat me so wrong. Because I'm like, I'm not about to pray on your downfall. I'm not about to say anything bad about you. I'm not about to wish anything bad on you. I'm not about to seek revenge. And I'm not about to ask God to get revenge on you. Because guess what? I'm going to wake up the next morning and my life is going to reflect on what was in my heart that night and what the words I said out of my mouth. So like I said, God will take your words, reflect it back on you, and your life will literally be a reflection of the words that you spoke, because your words are a reflection of what's inside of your heart. The Bible said it, not me. Take it up with God. So now we're going to be getting into the third and final part of this Bible study. So for the opening statement of this third part is, you are going to have to stand before God for every word that has came out of your mouth. And what I mean by this is, on Judgment Day, and when we have to see God face to face, you are literally going to be held accountable for the things you said, all the bad things you said about people, all the things that you wish bad about people, all the doubt that you had towards God, all the anger and painful words that you have said all the times you have affected someone else in their life because the words you wanted to say in the moment because you was mad and upset, you're going to have to stand before God and answer to all of those things, and God is going to be holding you accountable for all these words that has came out of your mouth. And I am of course going to give you guys a Bible verse that is backing up what I am saying, because I am not speaking opinions, I am speaking facts. So let's get into this Bible verse. Okay guys, so Matthew 12:36 says, "But I say to you, for every empty word that man has spoken, they will give account on the day of judgment. By his words you will be justified, and by your words you will be condemned." So yeah, so basically Matthew 12:36 is basically saying that every man will have to stand before God for every empty word that he has spoken out of his mouth, and he will be held accountable for those words. So guys, of course, after that Bible verse, we got to give you guys a closing statement. So I wrote down, if your heart is not to make things for the better, then it is better for you to keep your mouth shut. And I'm saying that respectfully. Just like, you know, when you grow up and they be like, if you ain't got nothing good to say, don't say it at all. Well, what I'm telling you guys, if in your heart it is not to make things better for other people, then it's best to keep your mouth shut, because you are literally only doing bad for yourself. Speaking things on other people, you think you're getting revenge, you think you're hurting them. Okay, yes, they may affect them, but it's better for you to keep your mouth shut, because guess what? You're just adding things to the list of what God's going to do to your life, okay? Yes. Okay guys, so that was the 3 parts to this Bible study, and now we are going to close this Bible study out with a closing Bible verse. So this Bible verse is going to be Ephesians 4:29. So Ephesians 4:29 says, "Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouth, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs." If you still do not know what that Bible verse means, your challenge for today is to go look up Proverbs 18:21 and dig deep into it, and then look up Ephesians 4:29 and look up the deep meaning and study upon these Bible verses. Guys, thank you so much for listening to this Bible study, and that concludes the Bible study, The Power of Words. Thank you guys so much for watching my Vlogmas Day 13 video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Y'all please give this video a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and leave a comment down below. I hope you guys are having a great holiday season. Always believe in yourself and put God first, and always remember that Jesus Christ is the reason for this season.